Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our Advanced Document Automation webinar. In today's session, we will demonstrate how to use key automation features in Leap to create forms and templates. Whether your firm uses the Leap library of automated forms or prefers to bring in and automate your own, Leap automation features save firms valuable time and increase productivity, allowing staff members to focus on other revenue-generating tasks. If you'd like to learn more, please contact your firm's Client Success Manager or send an email to clientsuccess@leap.us. The topics we will cover today include creating questions, inserting repeating sections, and implementing the use of if statements in your forms and templates. Creating questions. Questions are useful to collect data that is not stored or collected in the matter. Let's start with step 1. To create a question in a document, first select the document you would like to add a question to. Be sure to right-click on the document and select Edit Template. Once the document opens in Microsoft Word, select the Editing drop-down from the Leap tab and click on Insert Fields. Click on the Questions tab from the Leap Document Automation sidebar. Step 2. Select New from the Questions tab. You will see a new window appear called Add Question. First, name the question. While there are no fixed rules when it comes to naming your questions, here are some useful pointers. Once a question is inserted into a document, there is no way to distinguish a question from a calculation, so we recommend starting each question name with Q underscore. Also, ensure that the names you assign are as clear as possible. They can be kept brief. After naming your question, click on the text box below to enter a clear and concise question. Your question should prompt anyone using the document to provide the necessary information. Step 3. After you have named your question and provided the text, click on the Answer tab of the Add Question window. Choose your answer type by selecting it from the pull-down menu. Answer types include a text box, which is useful for a typed entry, allowing text, numbers, and punctuation. They are used where you want the user to type the answer to the question. A text area, which serves a similar purpose to a text box. They are used where you want the user to type the answer to the question in a text area, which serves a similar purpose as a text box. However, it allows more room to hold more characters to allow for a lengthier answer. A date, which allows only a date entry, typed in a defined format or selected from the calendar icon. A drop-down list, which presents the user with 2 or more answers to a question, where only one can be selected. Radio buttons, which work in the same way as a drop-down list. However, the main difference is that with radio buttons, the user will see all choices on the screen, making it a better option to use where the user has fewer choices to select from. If you have a long list and want to save space on the Leap for Word panel, a drop-down list would be more suitable. If you are interested in learning more about checkbox, checkbox list, or multi-select drop-down lists, please contact your Leap Practice Management Advisor to learn more, as they rely on creating calculations via the JavaScript calculations engine. Step 4. Once you have completed creating your question, click Save. To insert a question into the document, either double-click on the question name or right-click on it and select Insert as Field wherever you would like the information to appear on the document. It is important to note that the same question can be reused and inserted multiple times in the document. Further, the question can be formatted like a field. Click on the Add-ins tab from Microsoft Word and select the Leap for Word icon. You will then see your question appear. Type in your answer on the Leap for Words sidebar, select Update Document, and the response will appear wherever you inserted the question into the document. If you need to create a question that is similar to one that you have already made, right-click on the question and select Duplicate. This is the quickest way to make a copy within the same document. Repeating sections. Repeating sections are a solution designed to address a common challenge in legal documents, where information needs to be repeated for each party involved, especially when you are dealing with multiple parties. Repeating sections are versatile and can be applied within tables and paragraphs where repetitive information occurs. Let's consider a divorce case as an example. Suppose that there are 3 children listed on the case, and we need to gather their names, their dates of birth, and their ages for drafting the custody agreement. To incorporate a repeating section into your document, follow these steps. Begin by selecting the document where you want to add the repeating section. Right-click on the document and choose Edit Template to open it in Microsoft Word in edit mode. Next, navigate to the Leap tab and click on the Editing drop-down menu. Select Insert Fields from the options provided. In the Leap Document Automation sidebar, locate and click on the Repeating Sections tab. When working with tables, it is crucial to ensure that the Insert in Table toggle is activated. This setting ensures that the repeating sections are correctly inserted into your tables. Click on the Insert tab in the Microsoft Word ribbon at the top of your screen. Then, select the table icon to create a table in your document. Designate the number of rows and columns you need to hold your information. Give your table a title that clearly identifies its purpose. Select the relevant card or table from the drop-down menu in the Leap Document Automation sidebar. Insert the necessary fields into each cell of the table. These fields might include the children's names, dates of birth, and ages as required on the custody agreement. Repeating sections can also be repeated as a new paragraph. When working within paragraphs, it is crucial to ensure that the Insert in Table toggle is deactivated. This ensures that the repeating sections are correctly inserted into your paragraphs. If statements. If statements are useful in cases where the user would like to make a decision based upon certain conditions. It allows the user to execute specific code if a particular condition is true. Basically, an if statement says, if this statement is true, then do something. Otherwise, do something else. To create an if statement, be sure to open the document you would like to add one to by right-clicking on the document and selecting Edit Template. Once the document is opened, click on the Editing toolbar on the Leap tab in Microsoft Word. For this example, we will utilize a checkbox question to add a conditional paragraph that will only populate if the checkbox is checked. The user will first need to create a checkbox question. After the checkbox question has been created, select the FX button, also known as JavaScript Calculations. Select New to access the Calculations window. In order to create an if statement, you will first need to understand the logic. First, identify which conditions you need the code to compare. In this example, we will need to account for the condition of the checkbox question that we created. In order to add the condition of the checkbox question, click on the plus sign to the right of the New Parameters button. When the parameter window opens, click on the data type drop-down and select Boolean. Boolean values only will register with a true or false value. True, meaning the checkbox question has been checked. False, meaning the checkbox question remained unchecked. Then, click on the source drop-down and select Question. click on the checkbox question and save. After the condition has been added, we will begin to write the calculation. Delete the comment on line 3 and type in the word if in lowercase. Then click the space bar and insert a set of parentheses. Place your cursor in the middle of the set of parentheses and double-click on the parameter. After the parameter has been inserted in between the parentheses, hit the space bar and enter 3 equal signs. Then hit the space bar again and in lowercase type in the value, either true or false. Once the condition has been created, step outside of the parentheses and insert a set of curly brackets. In between the set of curly brackets, typed in the word result in lowercase. Then hit the space bar and enter an equal sign. Then hit the space bar once more and enter a set of quotations. You will notice that the quotation will turn red. This is known as a string of text. In between the set of red quotations or string, type in the language that you would like to appear based upon the condition. Once completed, hit Save on the calculation window. In the document, place the cursor where you would like the if statement to appear, and then double-click on the calculation to insert it into the document. After the if statement has been inserted, interact with the checkbox question you have created by clicking Checkbox and selecting Update Document at the bottom of the Leap for Word panel.